Hey everybody, I'm back. I know y'all miss me. You're probably like, okay, where's Shayla been? I haven't had any video or anything like that. I'm gonna tell y'all I don't regret it because this year has been so rough on me. It's not even funny. Like I'm gonna get straight to the point. I've been so depressed when I started this. Honestly, when I started med-surg. And med-surg, as y'all can see from my previous video, I did not want to post that video. I didn't want to share that small downfall in my life because I rarely cry unless it's like really necessary. I need to get something off my chest, and that was the time where I definitely just need to cry it out because I felt like I didn't have nobody, or at least I had somebody, but I feel like they just wouldn't understand what I'm going through. No, they're not nurses or anything like that. They're not in that type of hardcore field where you have to learn everything. It's not just this one specialty like respiratory or anything like that. Nurses learn everything. And so, when I first started nursing school, I definitely came in knowing that it wouldn't not be easy. I know that it wouldn't be easy. But once we got to med-surg, it was like my happiness was like this. It was steady, mental health, not psychology, pharmacology, then med-surg. My mental health was like this. It was just going down. And at this point, I was just trying to keep it leveled. And so when we started med-surg, uh, my first grade, I'm looking at my screen, I'm trying to keep track. My first grade in med-surg, my tutor was like, the first two tests is going to be fairly easy, try to study. But at this point, I was trying to figure out my own study methods because everything that I told y'all as far as Quizlet, flashcards, following the teacher and following your PowerPoints together and everything, I felt like it wasn't working. Like, I had to throw everything that I knew before out the fucking trash. You know what I'm saying? Everything that I knew. So anything that I've told y'all before as far as like study habits, that works for fundamentals, that works for mental health and whatnot. But when it comes to med-surg, I'll do another video just basically telling y'all how to study. But when I first started med-surg, my first test grade was a 63. I wasn't too sad about it because, you know, that first test, it's always going to be like, you know, like a test trial. You know what I'm saying? And then the second one, I made a 70. I'm like, okay, that's kind of better. And then the third one, I made a 56. And it was over like endocrine and stuff like that. And I was like, hold on, because you know, like a 70, that's what you need is a 70 to pass. But a 56, I've never made a 56 on an exam ever. So it just made me feel very less than, like it made me feel very worthless. So I'm sitting here like, okay, I need to go a little bit harder. And, you know, let me figure out what's going on. By this time, the school was telling me that I couldn't see my tutor. And I was like, why can't I see my tutor? They was like, we only allow them, well, my teachers, we only allow them to teach y'all the first two exams and stuff like that. But after that, y'all have to, like, do it on your own. And I said, by this time, I'm just getting so pissed off because I'm paying for school out of pocket. So all this money that I'm putting in towards this school, I better have a fucking tutor. You know what I'm saying? I better, and I'm sorry, I'm gonna cuss. This is just how I am. I don't care. I better have a tutor. This is the tutor that I've been knowing since I was a child. I need this, you know? I need this. And so my tutor, I know she takes a summer break. Like, she does go to school like from fall to spring, but she has the summer off. So after our second exam, that's when I had to just basically figure out shit on my own, you know? And so, again, first exam 63, second exam is 70, the third exam was a 56. So the fourth exam, I made another 56. So at this point, I am shaking. I am shaking. I am shaking, 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 shaking. And I can't even catch my breath. At this point, I'm rubbing my chest like this because I'm starting to have health problems and stuff like that. I'm starting to have acne. It's real bad. I'm starting to do this with my hand, like some arthritis is coming up. And that's when I made that video when I was driving to work. And I was upset and I was crying about everything because I felt like I was just worthless. I felt like I just wasn't catching on. And then this is the point where I'm actually questioning, do I really want to be a nurse? I mean, I've never in my life, Hold on 1 second, because I had some cookies on. Y'all almost burnt them cookies. But yeah, at this point, I'm just like questioning if I really wanted to be a nurse, because I was like, I'm not doing good with any of this. And I don't care what any of y'all say. You can be a straight A student. You can be honor roll today. You started school. You going to nursing. It will humble you. It will humble you. Like, you go into nursing, specifically med-surg, and that all of that will change, because it's a new. This is real life situations, and the test questions look so similar to each other. It's very hard to really grasp, two down to two. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to go through each questions. You have to know the signs and symptoms, the disease process, the patho, the etiology of each. I mean, there was so much that you need to know that it's going to constantly take up days and days and days of your time. So again, I made another 56. That's when I made that video, crying. So I'm saying to myself, okay, I have a 3-week break in the summer. I'm going to do better. I'm going to study. But at this time, I'm going to have some time myself. So that's when I did go to Turner Falls with my family. I'm looking at my pictures in my swimsuit, and I'm like, I'm about to cry again because I'm fat. I am so big at this point. I don't even look like myself in February, and other people might not think like that, but I do. I care about my weight. I care about my health, and I'm black, honey. There's so many risk factors for us. And my family, they got diabetes, hypertension, and honey, I just don't need that. I don't need that. And when I was younger, I used to be very big. So, and I was a pre-diabetic at that time. And I got rid of that, and I got rid of that quick. And I knew, honey, I gotta drink some juices. I gotta have some fruit, smoothies, all of that. And I was big on fasting. I needed to fast. So once I went into nursing school, I was always known as the girl with smoothies, you know what I'm saying? And once I went into med-surg, I stopped doing that. I told y'all before when I was doing my workout video, okay, I was a plant-based eater. I didn't, I'm not really a vegan or anything like that, but eating meat was very minimal. Once I started nursing school, it just started heightening up again. I started eating meat. I started loving some Cheez-Its and stuff like that. I mean, all of this bad food, and people would ask me to go out to eat. I started eating all this bad food again, and it was just stacking up. And once you study and you sitting in a chair all day, it just makes it it makes it 10 times worse, because excuse me, you're worried about passing at this point and making it through, and you're not even worried about that you gaining weight while you doing this, stressing. And so I'm upset about that, because I'm looking at my pictures oh my God, I look like a whale. And so I'm like, okay, I'm going to put that to the side. Stay with me about my health, because it's going to add up when I get to the end of this story. So during my 3-week break, went to Turner Falls. I started working out slowly, going around my trail and stuff like that. And then I was like, okay, let me just have some fun, because I vouched, I was a big dater before. And I said, once I go to nursing school, I'm not going to have time for that. I ain't going to have time for no man, no nothing like that. So I was like, let me stop. But when I went on my summer break, I said, okay, I need to go have some fun, because I'm not having any fun. I'm so depressed, I need to get out this house. And so I post a picture, and I went on a date with 8 guys, and they paying for the dinner. We have a nice, crab, lobster, I'm just having fun. I'm just eating oh my God. And I'm venting at the table, oh my God, I'm failing school right now. And just too much going on right now. And the guys is like, oh my goodness, like they know that nursing is pretty hard. And it was like, well, maybe you shouldn't be dating right now, you know. And not trying to be like funny. They know that nursing is hard. And most of the guys that I date is like pretty successful. And so they was like, well, you just need to focus on yourself right now, and you need to go study, take your breaks, and have your fun, but just understand that your studies is priority numero one. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. And so once I finish my 3-week break, I feel somewhat rejuvenated. I've studied so much, and we had this next cardiac exam, right? And so I took it. Y'all will not believe. Y'all will not believe what I had next on this exam. And this is where I said, I'm over it. I made a 64 on my cardiac exam. And so I went into my teacher's room. At this point, I've cried all the tears that I've cried in med-surg. This is it. And I said, I'm not trying to be funny, but I don't want you to criticize me, because she's one of the teachers that I don't really like. And she said, I need you to tell me what I need to do, because I honestly don't know what I'm doing wrong. I don't. And she was like, okay. Because usually she'll come in, she'll be so dramatic. Oh, you failed the test again. Oh, just throwing shit. You know, she's those type of teachers. And I'm like, just stop. You're scaring me. You know. And so she looks at my grade. She's like a 64, okay. A little bit. It's okay. She said, I said, at this point, I'm kind of giving up. And she said, wow, that's not like you, to Shayla, to give up or anything like that. She was like, you're serious? And I was like, yeah, I'm serious. So she was like, she plugged in like some guessing grades. And we had, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 more exams left. So I've already taken 5, and I failed 1, 2, 3, 4 exams already. So she was like, okay, if you make 80s on these next 4 exams, you know, that will basically put you at passing. And that's like literally at 70, bro. Like at like 70 or 72 or something like that. And so I'm like, I haven't even made a B on any of my last 5 exams. So I'm like, how am I gonna do this? And so she was like, it's definitely doable. I've seen it happen before. But at this point, I'm trying to see what's going on with you. So she pulls up my cardiac exam. And this is the exam that I've really studied my ass off. And I'm just trying to figure out, why did I fail this? You know what I'm saying? I had like a long time to study for this. So she turns her computer away from me. And she said, we're going to go over some of these questions. And, you know, we went over like 8 to 10 questions. And I'm telling her the answer, you know, that I'm getting back. And she said, so each question that you told me was correct, but why did you put it on the test? So at this point, my memory is so fucking shot. We looking at the screen. I'm like, huh? What? I missed that? I missed that? Yeah, you missed that. And I said, oh, that's a question where I switched my answer at the last minute. And she was like, that's one thing I'm going to tell you, honey. Don't ever switch your questions at the last minute. And I was like, I'm like, oh my God. Like, she said, I said, is it me? What's going on? She was like, no, what's going on with you? She said, I think you're studying well. And I think you're doing it superb. She said, it's just not showing on the test. She said, anything else you want to tell me about? I said, I think I have anxiety. My anxiety has just reached its all-time level. I've always had anxiety. But I have never had it this damn bad. Like, I've been depressed and everything, but I have never had it this damn bad. You know, I had it back in high school. And I went to a doctor about it, telling him about my anxiety. And he put me on medicine. But the medicine, I'm going to tell you this. The side effects was freaking depression. And so I went from having anxiety to being depressed for no reason. So that's when I was like, I'm not taking no freaking meds. I'm not taking no meds. Take that back, honey. And that's when I was like, I'm going to mess with plants and herbs. And you're probably like, okay, well, why are you in medicine right now? Whatever works for you as a patient, that's works for you. But me, I've had success with just eating right and from the earth, basically. I don't have nothing against that. Anybody else wants to do with them that works best for them, I'm okay with that. I'm a very open-minded person. And so again, she said, it's not that you don't know the information. It's that it's you. It's you. It's your anxiety. You know this information. She said, I want you to go home. And she was like, whatever that you're going through right now, you're going to have to put that shit to the side. Like, she said that she's like, you're going to have to put that to the side. You know, because right now you are in the heart of the program. This can make or break you. And I was like, at this point, I'm not even crying no more because I've cried everything. I said, yeah, you're right. You're right. So then my tutor comes back the day I took the exam. And she was like, so what's going on? How's everything? And I said, I'm not doing good. I'm really not. And she was like, well, today's Tuesday and I can tutor for you. And I said, I thought you couldn't tutor. My teacher said that you couldn't tutor or anything like that. And she said, that's a lie. She was like, although I had a summer break, I took a vacation, but y'all can always call me and tell me if you need a tutor session on Tuesdays, because Tuesdays is our day. And so I was like, what? So all this time you could have helped me? And she was like, yeah. I said, well, they just like lie. And she was like, I hate when they do that. You know, I could have helped you by like the second exam. You know what I'm saying? And I showed her my grades. And she was like, okay. She put me down. Because I'm about to cry again. I'm about to cry again in front of her. Because I don't care who it is. I'm crying. And I feel like such a baby in this nursing thing. But I feel like it's really common. So she sits me down. She said, at this point, you need to eat, breathe, shit, med-surg. And I'm like, she's so adamant about this. She was like, you need to eat, breathe, shit, med-surg. That's all you need to do. You need to sleep on it, think about med-surg, everything. I'm like, I'm just like so upset because I have to hustle for my grades right now. And so she pulls out her study guide. I'm gonna show you her study guides. I'm gonna do a separate video of how I study for med-surg, but I'm gonna just show y'all right now. This is the maternal and peds one, but I don't know if y'all can see that. But like, she does an outline for me, and instead of me having to read those long paragraphs, she does an outline, and she's like, this is all that you need to know. Literally every single question, this is all that you need to know, you know. And she'll show me like some tips to look back in the book for like extra questions that they like to throw on us. But I'll have to explain that in another video because it'll be a long video about how I study. And like I said back in the beginning, there's a science to testing, in which there is, and I wasn't getting the science to med-surg. And so she helped me do that. I studied again. I told my sister about what's going on with me. Again, she's telling me to stay out my room. She's telling me if I need to study, I need to take my butt to the library. And so that's what I was doing. I went to the library. I mean, every single day I am at the library. And I'm like, at this point, they could have me sleep there. I have bring my covers or something like that, because I was there every single day. If I went to work or something like that, I cut my hours down, all of that. So at this point, I'm starting to like going to the library. You know, I feel like clear-headed at this point. I'm not stressed out. And so after I went to the library, I did all of that. My next exam, you would not believe it, and I studied so hard. I did not have no sleep. Sleeping in med-surg was 2 hours. I remember I did a mental health, and I said my sleeping was like 6 hours. Med-surg, it went down to like 2 hours. So my next exam, y'all will not believe this. I was so shocked. I'm at an 87. So I was like, ugh, is this all it took was for me to get out my crazy head and go to the library, study every single day? Like the hours that we put in school, which is 8 hours, I put in 8 hours right after school. Literally, I'm not playing. The library opens up at like 9 o'clock in the morning and they close at 9 o'clock at night. Like, I was literally getting out of school, and my library is right down the street, and I would ski, and I would go up there with my book bag, or something, you know, like my little cover, and I would be just studying. I mean, going in. I made an 87. I was so happy. Like, I was so happy that it just gave me more encouragement because I was losing myself in med-surg. Like, I was doubting myself. It had to be other people. It had to be my teacher. It had to be my tutor. It had to be my sister. It had to be my mother to tell me, like, you got this. You got this. You can do this. You know, if you need a break, you need help with anything, because I was going through a lot of shit. My mind was fucked up. My finances was even more fucked up, you know, and I'll talk about how I paid for school. But this was not easy for me because last year, this was not my life. I was traveling. I had money. You know what I'm saying? This has not been my life, but I knew nursing, this is something that I definitely wanted to do. And I know I needed to do it to build that foundation. And so after that, I made an 87. My next exam, I made an 81. My next exam, I made an 83. And my next one, I made a 76. So I was very proud of myself because I was on the fence. I was failing so hard it wasn't even funny. I went from a 61 and made a 70.7. They round it and it becomes a 71. And then they round my rest of my grades and it becomes like a 73, I believe. So you see how hard those 3 months was for me. I needed to take that break because I was on the edge. I was crying every single day. And I told myself, I said, I will never want to feel like this again. Nursing is definitely challenging. It was challenging. I don't want to think about it again. I really don't. So once I passed that, I made my 76 on reproductive. Once I passed that, I looked at my screen, and then I got on my phone, like right after the test, it said, you made a 76. I got on my phone, and it said, okay, you passed med-surg. I was not even that ecstatic that I passed med-surg, right? I was in more of like disbelief that I did this. Like I did this. You know what I'm saying? Like I was acting real crazy with it. I was like, yo, like shit, I really passed. I was refreshing my phone like, this can't be right. This can't be right. I passed med-surg. So everybody's outside. They was like, did you pass? Did you pass? Because I was telling them, you know, my situation. They was like, did you pass? And this girl, she was like, I'm so happy that you passed. She was the one that was really cheering me on. She's been the one that's really been cheering me on since the beginning of the year. And she doesn't even really know me, but she was just wanting to see me succeed. So she hugs me, right? She's jumping up and down. You know, when you jump up and down, you know, you're like this. Like, at this point, I'm dead. I'm like, oh my God. I can't even be happy. I can't even be happy because I'm so burnt out. I'm so burnt out. And so I get home. I'm going to tell you this. I don't know, it's October the 11th, 10th, or I don't know what. It's October the 13th right now. We finished our last exam on October the 7th. Then we had our ATI. Now remember, the ATI can't make or break you, but if you're on the fence as far as your grades, like say if you're at a 68 or a 69, you need about 1 points to get you up to be passing. The ATI can help you. The ATI is I'm going to say this ATI shit is hard as hell. I recommend anybody that's watching this, do not depend on no test to bump you up like that. I mean, if you got to do it, you got to do it. But once you take the test, you realize that you be like, where did they come from with these answers? This is something that you've never seen before. And they're like, oh, that's what the NCLEX is supposed to be. And I'm like, I really highly doubt it. But this is something else. And so we take our last final med-surg on 7th. We take the ATI on the 8th. And then we take our maternal and pediatrics test on Wednesday. So I'm trying to figure out the balance of where I'm supposed to study all of this at this point. I did not need to rely on the ATI because I've already passed, but I didn't have any time to really study, like challenge myself with the ATI, because the ATI is supposed to let you know where you will be at in the NCLEX for that portion of the test. I didn't pass the ATI because I was so tired. I was so burnt out. So I said, okay, on the 7th, I'm not going to work. Well, actually, I lied. I did go to work that day. And I should never went to work that day. And I'm going to explain to you what happened. So we're going to go back to my health. The 7th, we take the ATI. I go to work after 3. And 3 is when we get out of class. And then I stay till 9. And then after that, I'm studying because I do home health. I went back to that. It helps me study. I studied during that. And at this point, I'm so tired of studying. I kind of don't care what I get on this next exam in maternal because I'm so tired and it's honestly not enough time for me to study this damn exam. So what happens is I get home. I want to get some rest. I did. Then I get up and I study for maternal peds again. My back is hurting so bad. At this point, I'm like, okay, maybe it's my menstrual cycle coming. You know, I look at my app and it says, okay, 6 days. You know, that 1 week where you just have a bad, you know how, you know, you're a woman and it's just like a bad week. My head is it's hurting, but it's not that bad. So I put some BioFreeze on my back. And then I take 2 Tylenols for my head. And then I take a B12 shot because I have B12 shots. And I didn't want to put on a lidocaine patch because I have lidocaine patches for my back because my health is so trash right now that I'm having back problems again. And then I'm walking slower than what I used to be. So I'm really out of shape. And so after I took that, I said, F it, I'm not studying no more. I don't even care what I get on this exam because I'm tired. Why would they put all these exams back to back to back? So I go to sleep. Not even 30 minutes later, I wake up out of my sleep and I'm like, and I'm grabbing my chest like this. It's not hurting, but it feels like real deep. And I'm like, oh my God, it just feels terrible. I'm like, oh. So I get up real fast and, you know, put your nurse thinking cap on. I lean over my bed, I dangle, and I don't wait. You know, I just get up because I feel different. This is not like my body. I get up, you know, like that orthostatic hypertension. Like, I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm about to faint. I'm about to die. Whatever that's about to happen. This is not good. My heart is like this. Pop, 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 pop. And I'm like, oh my God, this is not happening. My sister's in the other room. They're asleep. And so everything is starting to look blurry. I'm walking so slow because my heart is beating so fast. I can barely catch my breath. My heart is beating so bad and my head is like this, you know? So I'm like, shit. And so I'm like, okay, let me just get into the kitchen and I need to slow my heart down. I'm trying to find something to slow my heart down. And so, I can barely walk. Like, you remember off of Wolf on Wall Street when he was on those, I think it was Quaaludes, and he was grabbing on everything to get into that car. I was grabbing on everything, sitting there trying to turn on lights. I was just trying to figure out, like, oh my God, I'm about to die. And so I said, oh, what can I do to slow my heart down? I've only got a few seconds. Magnesium. And so I have a magnesium. It's called the Calm. And I'll like insert it on there. The Calm is what I use for my anxiety, right? So I use the Calm packets and I'll mix it up. And I can only put like half of it because I can barely move my hand to put all of it in that damn packet. I only put like a little bit. So I'm mixing it up. I drink only a little bit. Okay, my heart is finally trying to come down. And my stomach is hurting. And it's bad. I'm like, oh my God, I probably got some diarrhea or something like that. Like, what is going on? Like, my whole body felt like it's about to shut the fuck down. And I fainted. And then I'm crawling to the freaking bathroom. Using the bathroom. So luckily my sister's girlfriend, she comes out. She's like, oh, I need to go. And she said, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? I said, Natasha, please go put some more magnesium in the cup. I'm like, in the cup, please put some more magnesium in the cup. And so she mixes it up. So I drank the whole down, got my heart rate down. And now I got to figure out what's going on in my head because my head is like squeezing. Man, it's squeezing so hard. And so I'm like, okay, I'm going to sit in the tub. I know y'all probably like, she should have went to the ER and whatnot. But I already know what the fuck is wrong with me. I literally eat, breathe, shit, med-surg. I did not have a life. I did not work out. I ate like crap. You know what I'm saying? I know what the fuck was wrong with me. When I do not take care of my body will tell me to sit the fuck down. You know what I'm saying? And so that was my wake up call right there. I had to sit in the tub for like 30 minutes. And I was just crying again because at this point, my body is so tired. My body is so tired. This year was so hard on me. It was so hard on me. Like, it's just unimaginable. And I didn't think I would have, you know, I didn't think I would have this, you know, experience going on with me because I had it before, but that's when I had an allergic reaction to peanut butter, you know, and I fainted before, but it wasn't nothing like this. I felt like I was about to hit my deathbed, you know. That was it. So my sister, she opened the door. She was like, I'm sick of this. You need to go to bed. You need to call in to work. You know, and I said, no, I need to go take my next test. I'm on my bed like, no, I ain't trying to go to the ER. I don't want to deal with that because I know if I go to the ER, they're going to keep me there. They're going to do labs. Listen, I'm going to tell him everything that's going on with me. I'm a student. I take tests every damn day. I eat like shit. He going to pull back my labs and see, oh, yeah, your cholesterol out the roof. Your stress levels is out the roof. Let me prescribe you some of these pills to get you right. And the shit make me all loopy and I can't focus. I'm good, bro. I know what's wrong with me. I need to lose some weight. So I'm like to my sister, like, I'm not going nowhere. I'm okay. My head came down. That magnesium really did the trick. Because if I didn't have that magnesium, lights out. It would have been lights out for me. So that's a little trick for y'all. If you ain't feeling the best, your heart beating too fucking wild and shit like that, or your anxiety, you having them panic attacks, magnesium, the calm packets, they will straighten you right the hell out. You can go from to, okay, all right. So I'm telling her like, okay, yeah, I'm not going to the ER. She was like, well, I'm so worried about you. It made me upset because she was like, I don't want to like open the door one day and my sister's dead. And I'm like, oh, don't make me cry. Don't make me cry. You know, me and my sisters are really close. And she was like, I just really need you to take care of yourself. Please, like, take care of yourself. And I said, okay, let me go take my test for maternal and peds. And I'll come home. I'll go to sleep. I'll call into work. And so that's exactly what I did. Although I didn't make the best exam on maternal and peds, but I was just quite happy that I finished med-surg. Because maternal peds, I think it would be a little bit easier for me because I'm a woman. You know, I like babies and stuff like that. So I'm not that worried about it. But med-surg, as you can see, it was just really crazy for me. Like, my health was very in jeopardy. Like, as you can see, like, I'm even making cookies. Like, I need to stop doing that. And so, oh my goodness. It was just a lot. It was a lot going on. But I passed med-surg. I did pass pharmacology, y'all. I passed pharmacology. That wasn't that hard. But I'm going to all do how I studied for that. And I'll go over that again. Moving on, I wanted to go into like nurse bullying. Nurse bullying. I'm gonna do, I don't know. I wanna see how I'm gonna figure this out. I'm trying to figure out if I want to talk about nurse bullying on this video or the other video. When I first started med-surg, the clinicals, when I first went there, we went to a hospital. And the hospital is so prestigious. It does take LPNs there. LPNs can work in med-surg. They can work in the ICU, particularly like the step-down ICU. They've even started hiring them for ER and stuff like that. But I was on med-surg and I was on neuro or ortho. When I first started there, it's only 2 black girls. No, it's 3 of us that's black. And so when we get there, our teacher is assigning us, like, you know, people to be with for the day. I'm not gonna talk about this. But I just wanted to talk to y'all about that because med-surg, I'm just glad it's over. We did lose one person, and that person was somebody that I was actually really starting to be close with in nursing school. So I was really sad about that because I know she really tried hard. But, you know, I just hope they try again. But yeah, I'm just chilling y'all what's going on. Like, I didn't tell my mom what was going on with me. Okay, so I also wanted to add, like, after I finished the test, there was times like I would get in the shower and I didn't like necessarily like look at my feet. I would take a shower and then I looked at my feet one day when it all ended. Everything was just coming together. I could finally see that little light at the end of the tunnel, but I still wasn't right there mentally. I looked down at my feet. My feet was swollen. Oh my goodness, like I cried again in the shower. I'm crying because I'm like, I'm so out of shape. Like you already know what it means when you got that fluid built up in your legs, your feet. Like when you see, you just like, oh my God. So I get on the phone with my sister and I'm like, I'm gaining so much weight. I'm getting big. I'm going back to my old self. And I said, oh my God. I'm like, you remember Big Mama off of Soul Food, like Big Mama, your arm. I'm just getting mad because I'm thinking I'm just gonna be this overweight woman. Like I know I'm dramatic. But I really lost myself. I was like, oh my God, I got this little arthritis going on. Like, I had aches. There was constant times where I'm doing this to my arm. I'm shaking my leg. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to stretch. Like, everything, I felt like I was falling apart. Oh my God. There was times where I would wake up, slap a wig on. I wouldn't even brush the wig. I'd come there like, I, I don't even care. Like, what page we on, ma'am? What page are we on? Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. It was just like a rough patch. Like I couldn't believe I let myself go that bad, but I mean, maybe it was necessary. I watched a lot of videos and I'm not the only person that went through this, but like I never want to experience this again. And I'm not saying like, okay, after I finish my LPN, I'm gonna just stop there. No, I'm gonna finish what I started. I want to get my bachelor's and everything like that. But I've worked so hard for this. I'm not gonna settle for less. Like I want to get paid what I'm worth. And I'm gonna go into about like the pay with LPNs. Like, okay, I've gotten a lot of 411 about the pay in my area and ways to make money and places to stay away from. So I make sure to get in good with some of the nurses. Some of the nurses at the place that I was at, even the LPNs, they gave me the 401 on the real money. So this year, I want this to pay off because I went through hell and back to get to this point. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've seen 4 people get kicked out of this program. This shit was no fucking joke. It wasn't no joke. But back to what I was saying, like, my health, you see I'm running out of breath? Girl, I was running out of breath. But yeah, I would be out of school looking like, what's her name? Wanda from Holiday Heart, when she got out that church, and she was like, oh, I mean, we just get tests back to back to back. Oh my God, I bet tests back to back. I was so tired. I mean, my bra here, you know what I'm saying? I don't even care what I look like. My car is trash. It's trash. I have not washed it. Oh my God, you might as well. It looked like a station wagon. I drive an Infinity. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't take care of that car. Oh my God. And I got fast food bags. I got soda everywhere. I got freaking homework from January in the back of that trunk. Like, my life has been a mess. But I just gotta be thankful that all this mess is about to freaking pay off. I know that much. I passed med-surg. Now it's on the maternal and peds. I wish I had my calendar with me. But maternal and peds, my last test, this is where I can be excited. It's on October the like 30th. Like this is my last exam. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So after that, November is maternal and peds clinical rotation, which is only 2 weeks. Leadership is only 2.5 weeks, one of those. So I can finally see that light. I can finally see that light right there, because when I was in med-surg, like I wasn't seeing nothing. I see nothing but darkness, darkness, darkness. And I know I'm not trying to scare anybody that wants to go to nursing or anything like that. But you have to, it's a lot of dedication. It's a lot of dedication. You got to want it. You really got to want it, because they're not going to just pass you that license like, here, baby, here go for doing nothing. No, they're going to make your ass work. You'll make your ass work. I mean, oh my God, the whole class has cried together. The whole class has been broke together. I mean, we look like shit. We look like shit. So once we finished med-surg, it was the day before yesterday. I think I'm going to post a video of us going out to eat and going to the bar. I mean, we was stressing, honey. We all got drinks. We got food. I ain't gonna lie, to the rest of us, we just went to the bar and we started drinking again. I said, oh, y'all got the right one. Okay, here. I'm just like, let me get a drink. Let me get a shot. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't know people that smoked, they was smoking. Like, not weed, don't start. We smoking cigarettes, you know? And so I was like, I know I did that little peer pressure. I used to smoke before. I think I put it in one of my videos. I used to smoke. I used to smoke cigarettes. I used to smoke blacks. Honey, I used to be out on my balcony like this. Woo. I used to be stressing, you know what I'm saying? And then when I got on my health kick, you know, I gave all of that up. So when we was at the bar, I was just sitting there like, fuck it, you know, I want me a cigarette. I'm tired, you know what I'm saying? The cigarettes just level me out. I said, you know, I just want a little, you know. I know it's bad, but I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. I'm not one of like these one of YouTubers and whatnot trying to give y'all all the fakeness. I'm being real with y'all. I was tired. I was sitting there like, oh my God. We was at that table like, oh my God. We done with this. It's time to move on. It's time to get to the money. You know, so we was just having fun. Like I'm so glad I've met all these people, because, you know, they ended up being some good friends, you know, even lifetime friends. I was so glad to just see them out of their element. Nobody's sad. Nobody's crying or anything like that. We was just legit having fun. And so we was even planning like a trip to go to Vegas, because we found like some cheap Vegas tickets from out of our state that was only like $86. I said, you got the right one, because I'm also like a travel agent. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at places, I'm looking at hotels just to get the cheapest of cheap. And I said, girl, we can go to this club. We could do this. I was just like, oh my God, I could feel my life just coming back. I can finally put on a good, nice wig and put on some earrings and some makeup. You know what I'm saying? I can finally feel like myself. But I just wanted to come back and I just wanted to talk, because I just want to talk. Like, YouTube is like my diary. It's really like my diary. So hopefully y'all learn from that. You know, and I gave like 2 girls, they wanted tips. It was like under some comments. And I had 10 tips for nursing and whatnot, although I didn't follow like 3, and it did affect me. But y'all follow that. Y'all really follow that. Take care of your health. Stay in the books, but just, you know, self-care is very relevant in this, because it's very vigorous. That's why I'm glad I did the LPN route, because I don't think I would have made it 2 years being broke, 2 years being stressed out. I only had 1 year in me, and then I can continue to do my BSc in that way. But thank you guys for listening and everything like that. I will come back. I'm almost done, so I will give you the 411. Bye, y'all. Bye.